last piece has just a minor preface, it's about the phrase just a phase, as it is often applied to queer youth, right? But I want, before I speak it, to just before I perform the piece, to reframe our idea of that, because I think that while we often associate that phrase, just a phase, with queer youth, I think it could be extended beyond that, even though this piece is primarily about queerness, that often as young people, when we develop new passions or what have you, that they're dismissed as if they're not lucrative enough, or there isn't a future in them, or what have you, that, well, it's great, you can be passionate about this now, as long as it's just a phase and you move on from it. And I think that that is invalidating and wrong, and why would we ever put any of our relationships, loves, or passions frame them that way? What does it matter if they're just a phase, if it meant something to you? So yeah, another poem. I just got a Tumblr, and I don't understand Tumblr. I do not really know what a note is, definitely know the feeling of being followed by strangers. Why do they call them followers? Can't we just be friends? I have 81 followers, mostly strangers, and they send me messages that say, thank you for the reblog, but what's with all that feminist spam on your feed? I did not respond. You've got such a cute face. Why confuse it with that weird half mustache? I did not respond. And the shaved. My grandmother, who's been taking care of me since I was a kid, found out I'm gay, but she keeps telling me that I'm just going through a phase. It's really getting to me. What should I do? P.S. I like your poetry. Phase. Noun. A distinct period in a process of change or development. I'm 7 years old and leaving a playdate from Samantha's house. I give her a kiss on the cheek and both of our mothers swoon. I'm 7 years old and leaving a playdate from Michael's house. I give him a kiss on the cheek and his mother says, now that's enough of phase. Verb. To introduce in gradual stages. In high school, I knew this painter. It was a crash-landing kind of love. He pulled me in from that starless darkness I'd been drifting through, and I watched as my insecurities burned up in his atmosphere. His name was phase. Verb. To remove in gradual stages. He was a cocksure, confident comet who wore a smarter-than-you smile that showed no signs of burning out. A hopeful romantic who always wanted to exchange portraits for poems, and I'm afraid if I write him one now, it will sound too much like the suicide note that he did not leave. Signed, phase, verb, the process of waxing and waning. It takes the moon 29 days to orbit around the earth, appearing to us only in fractions of its full self, phase, verb, to illuminate the darkness. And what are we really ever doing if not constantly trying to find the light? When they tell you your love is just a phase, tell them you do not like the word just. You are not just anything. Do not bury your demons in the dark side of the moon. Instead, phase hate out of your sky. When they treat your love like an eclipse, like it means learning to live in someone else's shadow, like it deserves to be black hole swallowed because it burns too bright to look at, do not let them. Do not align yourself with someone else's axis of expectation. Do not fight your own pull. Trust in your own gravity. We are closer to the stars than they will ever be. And if anyone ever tries to tell you that you love wrong, if anyone waits for you to backwards become yourself, treats your queerness as anything other than the infinite universe of beautiful possibilities that it is, tell them that you are sorry that they'd rather live in darkness than learn to love your light. Learn to love your flicker flash irradiation. Learn to love you, full moon. And even on the days when you hang just a sliver in the sky, when it feels like you are holding on for dear life to this rock, like you are in a death grip tango with the sun, hold on. Because I've seen people I love starve themselves out of the sky. Signed, Andrew. my man in the moon in his ghostly glow. I still do not understand Tumblr, but I consider us friends. Thank you for sending me your secret satellite. I promise it did not get lost in space. P.S. We hear you loud and clear. Thank you.